Listen, my peoples, we're not going to make this anything ridiculously long and over-exaggerating. We're going to have these short and sweet, 10 to 20 minutes. But enough chats, I want to get into the double L's. Lessons learned. And the first lesson is narcissism. And like I said to you, this is simply something where I want to recite my own trials and tribulations and give my insights on the current standard in life. Now I say something here where I say people prefer a lie rather than the truth. Why? Because on an everyday basis people lie. You know, people lie to save someone's feelings. People lie to get what they want. It's so common, people are more accustomed to a lie rather than the truth. Another reason is people lie because nobody wants to get their feelings hurt because the truth hurts. Now you might say, what does that have to do with narcissism? It might show you a great demographic of people in society are narcissistic, but they might not know. You understand? Now people might say, oh, each to their own, don't judge people. But then this is now where I say I'm just giving my insights of the current state of life and reciting my own life experiences. So on my fitness channel, I put out a video, Expelliarmus, I'm gone. Now, me getting continuously banned from these commercial gyms, yeah, all entwines to the narcissism. You know, I come from a narcissistic family that are into dopey things, and I'm of the alright then. All praises to the Most High. Do you get it? So I've been suffering narcissism my whole life. Do you get it? So I've seen the detrimental lies, the big ones and the little ones, and the impact they can have on the innocent, those pure in heart, those who are moralistically upright, instead of those who tend to be rather narcissistic, those who tend to just tell a lie on the average more than the actual truth. What's your name, Tyrone? What do you do? I'm a banker. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the average in society nowadays. A lot of photocopying, cloning, catfishing, mimicry, pretense. A lot of faking it till you make it. Now, those who know me, you know, or from my past might be thinking, yo, blood, you're just a bit of a bitch. And I choose to think of it as, in a world, yeah, where everyone's sheeple for all the wrong things, but there's no proofs in the pudding. Let's say, my narcissistic gang stalkers and abusers and attempted murderers, the whole 9 yards, they're all just in secret societies. That's the base of it is, I'm in a secret society, I do strange things for a bit of change. So let's say Eastern Stars doing strange things for a bit of change, or the Freemasons doing pareidocy. Do you know why narcissism has to be their core way of operating? Because that secret society is now more important than family, than blood, because they've taken the oath of silence. And how do you secure that oath of silence? The Freemasons practice pareidocy. They do gay things and weird stuff. So does the Eastern Stars. So off rip, let's say your mother is an Eastern Star and your dad is a Freemason. Off rip, you're suffering detrimental narcissism because you don't know those two individuals. You know the shell that they give you, you know what they give you. They can tell you, my name is Sandra, my name is Nathaniel, and it's a complete lie. Do you understand? So you've grown up in narcissism. Simple, small little things like that. Some people might see it as, oh, I'm protecting that individual, and anybody with common sense will see it as, why would you even enter something that is for your detriment and causes you to be a degenerate person in society? I guess common sense is not that common. And then once again, it's like nobody doesn't benefit. I'll use another example. Look at P. Diddy. He was a narcissist. He was also a Freemason, part of the Boule. You saw what he does. And when he was getting a bit too big for his boots, thinking, yeah, I got all this power, they just shut up. Shut up. That's what you do. That's how you've obtained this. What about the kids? You see his child coming out with the same antics. Birds of a feather flock together. Now, what if you're a pure in heart individual that sees, yo, that's dirtiness, I can't rock like that. How about that? Is that oil and water? Is that black and white? Is that the Bible being fulfilled where it says mother against daughter, son against father? You know, narcissism happens on such a detrimental level. Look, I'll give an insight to my life, yeah? I've been fighting a certain thing since I'll be like 16. Do you get it? But you see, because of narcissistic people, it's been dragged out that long. I don't blame anybody else because I take full accountability, yeah? But I'm saying the influences of a narcissist in your life can be so detrimental, mentally, physically, and spiritually, you know. So I want to send love, yeah, to all like narcissistic survivors, narcissistic abuse, the survivors of that. Not just that, I do want to hear from other people, hear their stories or whatever they're currently dealing with or what they've overcome, etc., etc. But do you know how you really just done a narcissist? You either just lock them off completely and let them to live in that illusion reality, what they've created for themselves. Because when it comes to them, you can't fight fire with fire. I've realized it's either you just tell the complete truth and walk away, mic drop, bam, and you're gone, or you just cut them off completely. Fighting fire with these narcissistic people. And I'm on a platform called Threads, and on there I consistently comment on people's posts saying, I don't care what anybody says, in my opinion, narcissism is simply demonic possession. They're demonically possessed. So if, you know, fighting fire with fire won't work, some might say. Why won't it work? Because if someone's core, let's say this ground here, the foundation of it is the soil, the grass, the earth, you know, that is a solid foundation. Let's say a narcissistic person, their foundation is not the earth, it is a lie. So it's detrimental to even build with narcissists, associate, yes, because it's just continuous lies, and lies. To the point where sometimes they get caught in their own lie, they believe their own lie, and they get lost in the lie. And it only really affects or is to the detriment of those who are pure in heart, who don't lie, who just tell the truth, who see no error in just simply telling the truth. You understand? And from that core thing there of being a narcissist or simply just embracing lie or being a secretive person can stem so much harm. So much silliness, so much, yo, look at me. titty out a cause you see the breast them too big, See, it's natural. This ain't no enhancement around here. If I tap in with the kid, I wouldn't feel like, why you think they're getting me at these commercial gyms? Because I'm him. Oh! But, yeah, I'm saying all that to say this, to say, even down to what I'm doing now, I'm in a park, barefooted off, and just reciting my life and my insights on the current climate in life. And it's not for everybody. There's people that won't support it because it's highlighting what's wrong within the community instead of doing nonsense. There's so much nonsense. Let's say the other day, people are talking about building communities or white people or this, that and the third. And I think to myself, the same individual that I'm talking to, they're in a sex couple. Now, could you imagine? You're in a sex couple, you do strange things, the iniquities fall upon your children, like you've not set up their future, you're still caught in the betterment of yourself. You're still caught in, oh, we need to either show the white people we can unify. We need to show righteousness. That's what we need to show. You know, we need to just stop being liars. And if something's wrong, we stop it and correct it. We don't just brush it under the rug and continue moving on. There's still a dead cat under that rug. So, yeah, man. I think to myself, in a society where nowadays we got more vulnerable youth. They're like sponges. They're more susceptible. So let's say youth, they might see an adult figure losing their mind for things, but they might not have the creativity, the implementation, the diligence, the structure to fulfill that what they want. Hence why we're in that secret society where we're doing something silly. So if we're not asking something from the root, how can it really cure the scenario or fix the situation? We're just continuing on in debauchery. But I'm saying all of this to say this. I am a survivor of narcissistic abuse. I've been enduring it my whole life. I still continue to endure it today. Like I said to you, I got expelliarmused from a commercial gym the other day. Because, you know, you have debaucherate, degenerate people, secret society, sex coven, and I don't rock with that. That's all nastiness. And I'm not trying to chat people's business, but it's like, because people's core base is narcissism, they can't even conduct themselves in an orderly manner in a professional space. Their iniquities pouring out of their pores. What they did last night is written on their face. Like, do you know what I did? Yes, it's written on your face. You see what I'm saying? And it just all boils down into society. Everybody's just sheep will follow fashion and to wagon for wrong. And it's always the case. Sex sells, what's evil, what's wicked always, you get me, anything righteous gets knocked down. But I'm saying all this to say this, in a season where people are saying, yo, black, white, pink, yellow, fluffy, grey, wickedness, righteousness. Because wickedness and righteousness don't know no skin color. Whilst other people are outside thinking, oh, this people did me wrong, or that person this, and this person's racist. Black, white, pink, velvet, the cat, the dog, everybody is in secret societies, whether Eastern Stars, Freemasons, whatever, doing something strange for a little piece of change, and especially on the children, because they're the innocents and they're the future. Can you imagine now we have a generation of 2 million children who think that sort of behavior is okay. That's 2 million narcissists on your rotted. But you know what, my peoples, that's neither here nor there. As I stated to you, this is just double L's, lessons learned to where insights on the current climates in life, and reciting my own experiences, my trials and tribulations that made me come out pure gold. How I feel like. And one more thing I do want to say, because you already know I'm a buh. If people are seeing the current climate in the world, nations rising up against nations, I would just say, get yourself right with the Most High. Look, there's a lot of theologies out there. There's a lot of truths. There's a lot of people's truths. But whether they're here or they forbear, tell them. If you know he's calling on you and you can feel it in your heart, if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray, get your house in order. Don't let it be mother against daughter, son against father. And if those elders that are in air don't want to embrace the truth and say, yo, we're in these fraternities, these cults, and they want to continue on in debauchery and not learn, not be edified, not eat, so their soul may live, Psalms 1 most certainly comes into effect. The wicked shall not be in the congregation of the righteous. And that's where I say to all, my hitmans, my murderers, that wanted to get the money on my edge like a Niger man, I say this: do you know who ordains life and death? And I'm gonna end in L, couldn't be getting tongue twisted. I'm gonna end it on that, my people. I'm gonna say big love to those who are just keeping the law. Yeah? How you feel like? Blessings.